all the haters last night, their storyline was that you were moving around a lot. Just
Boxing?
I know, I just don't get it.
I'm a little disappointed, but I also know how good he is.
How could he take it easy? The whole world is watching. There's not a chance he's going to make it look like this guy can box with him.
Can you imagine if Jake...
A significant difference, and ultimately, he did what he had to do to survive. He tried to sneak in some big shots, but in the end, the better boxer was going to systematically break him down, and that's what he did, and he got the victory. So I left that show on Friday thinking, this feels like a win for everyone involved.
Joe Rogan was stunned by reports claiming Jake Paul is suing Anthony Joshua over his knockout loss. The rumor suggests Paul alleges Joshua failed to follow instructions in the ring. Rogan dismissed the idea outright, saying, "A world champion cannot hold back. AJ's job is to fight seriously, and the notion that he would allow Paul to outbox him," Rogan argued, makes the lawsuit sound absurd.
Real good boxer. He's like very underrated. But he's a 2-time heavyweight world champion. He's like one of the fucking scariest guys in the division. Lightning fast punches. 245 fucking pounds. He's huge. He's way bigger. Way more skilled.
He's like a foot taller. What's the height difference? I saw him at the weigh-in.
Rumors indicate Jake Paul is considering legal action against Anthony Joshua following his knockout loss, alleging the fight did not unfold as expected. Speculation centers on frustration over the clear size and strength disparity, which many believe made the contest one-sided from the start. Sources suggest Paul anticipated a different dynamic in the ring, but Joshua's natural power and experience proved overwhelming. The boxing world is now buzzing, with widespread skepticism over whether any such claim could carry weight given the obvious physical mismatch and the realities of elite competition.
Jake Paul's filing a lawsuit and will be taking legal actions days after getting knocked out by Anthony Joshua. So Jake Paul, who suffered a broken jaw after fighting AJ, has had enough of people questioning his legitimacy. JP's manager, Nakisa Bidarian, who's also the MVP co-founder, revealed that they're cracking down and will be suing a number of people for false claims, aka defamation. Folks, claims of Paul and Joshua having an agreement that Anthony Joshua disregarded that eventually led to Jake Paul getting knocked out have been circulating online, henceforth the reason for suing these people who keep on saying that JP's fights are rigged, scripted, or fake. As for Jake Paul himself, well, he recently spoke to his brother Logan and confirmed that 4 titanium plates are in place due to his injuries, with their mother also confirming that 8 screws had to be installed.
Ariel Helwani offered a calm, measured perspective on the recent fight, emphasizing that there is little reason for concern or disappointment. Despite intense media attention and widespread speculation, he noted that the bout unfolded smoothly, with no serious issues during the contest. Helwani pointed out that the fight was conducted responsibly and that neither fighter suffered major injuries, an essential benchmark in high-stakes boxing. He explained that the matchup played out largely as expected, with both competitors managing risk carefully and maintaining professionalism throughout. Their preparation and focus were evident, allowing them to perform at a high level while prioritizing safety. Helwani's analysis underscores that beyond the excitement and drama, the event was executed with discipline and control, ensuring both athletes could compete effectively and leave the ring unharmed, reinforcing the importance of planning and responsibility in professional boxing.
Boxing is on the biggest platform in the world, Netflix, ignoring the fact that Jake took on the biggest challenge he could possibly take on short notice. After Tank falls through, he goes and he's like, "Where's Francis?" "Okay, I'll go for the guy who beat Francis. I'll go for AJ." Ignoring the fact that, I think some people's stock were elevated on the undercard. Some of the fights on the undercard were really, really great. And ultimately, there isn't that much to be upset about. There isn't that much to be mad about. Netflix being involved in boxing is great. Jake stepping up and taking Anthony's best shots were great. I don't think Anthony looked bad at all. There were times where I felt like he was headhunting. There were times where I felt like he was trying to knock him out because I think he wanted to get rid of him. But you have to understand, when you have a guy who's running as much as he did and take shots at him or not for the game plan, that was his best way of surviving. It's like trying to chase a wet duck. you have to get him. And I think Anthony did actually a good job of pinning him into the corner sometimes, cutting off the ring, but it's hard to get a guy who's moving so much, who's clinching you, who's trying to do the antics that he was doing. That was the best chance for Jake to survive and then hope that he could crack him. He got tired, the ring was big, it was 22 by 22 as opposed to 20 by 20. There was a significant difference. And ultimately, he did what he had to do to survive. He tried to sneak in some big shots, but in the end, the better boxer was going to systematically break him down, and that's what he did, and he got the victory. So I left that show on Friday thinking, this feels like a win for everyone involved. This feels like a win for Netflix, a win for MVP, a win for Eddie and AJ and Matchroom. That's their guy. A win for Jake, and then a win for all the other fighters. I actually thought, in a way, it was the best of all the Netflix cards so far as the 3 MVP cards. People were a little disappointed with Taylor Serrano and the main event and the lack of action. People had their say about, Jake and Tyson and the streaming issues and whatnot. This was one that I felt like it was like, if you are looking at it, with a clear mind, clear conscience, no bias, check. That was my view. Now let me ask the team. What did you guys think? Rick, I'll start with you. I've not asked a single one of you what you thought. Rick and GC were in attendance. You guys were watching it. Didn't see you guys, by the way. I saw my mom and sister. I was looking for you guys. Couldn't see you. Was hoping for a wave. Was hoping for a little, how are you? Didn't see you guys. What did you think?
I think everybody did their part. I think you kind of touched on the fact that it seemed like everybody involved won. I don't know if I say that. I think you could kind of debate individuals, but I think everybody did their part. And for that, I mean, for the longest time we've been hearing, and the outcry has been, Jake Paul doesn't take real fights. We have to see Jake Paul in a real fight. That's the only thing that I care about. He doesn't take real fights. He only fights old people. He only fights this. He only fights that. He delivered. He put his nuts on the table and he said, I'm going to take a real fight. Not only am I going to take a real fight, I'm going to fight a former heavyweight champion with knockout power who just dispatched of Francis Ngannou 2 fights ago in a way that was quite devastating. I'm going to go in against that guy. So to me, Jake Paul held up his side of the equation. I kind of view these I didn't have high expectations in terms of the boxing product. I think of this like the way that some people used to say, like, I read Playboy for the articles. I don't watch Jake Paul fights for boxing. I watch Jake Paul fights for spectacle. Like, if you came in thinking that this was going to be a display of the greatest boxing you've ever seen, you're just misinformed. Like, I don't know what you could possibly think that.
Beyond the action in the ring, the financial reality also comes into focus. Reports suggest Anthony Joshua has already lost a substantial portion of his earnings to taxes, leaving an estimated $43 million to be split between himself and his team. The figure highlights the high-stakes business of professional boxing, where even elite fighters face heavy deductions, reminding fans that the financial side of the sport is as complex and demanding as the battles fought inside the ring.